Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Movement Radio. I am Chip Hazard.
I'm Talon Williams.
I'm Roger Sierra.
And I'm Braden Howard.
And it is week 4 of All You Ready for Some Football right here on Movement Radio. Before we get into week 4, guys, what do you guys think about week 3?
The NFL is drunk, and I love it.
Week 3 was fucking insane for no reason, and I'm here for it.
Yes, absolutely. Roger, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's probably so far been the weirdest season that I've seen in a while. And this season this week just keeps adding to the weirdness.
Yeah,
very much so. Let's go ahead and go through our team games. Chip, we'll kick it off with the Texans first. Coming through and beating, surprisingly, the Jacksonville Jaguars in a very good game until the the third or fourth quarter. The Texans just said, nah, we're putting this away. And they just start scoring out of nowhere, man. I think two rookies, what would you say, a kickoff return and a run? Am I correct about that? I'm trying to remember.
Fullback.
I know one of them was a kick return. I just can't remember what the other play was.
Yeah, so fullback Andrew Beck scored the slowest kick return in NFL history. Like, my dude was trucking nowhere and nobody could catch him. Tank Dell, 68-yard touchdown pass from CJ Stroud. The team really came together. It was the most complete that they have looked in several years. So it's just, can they keep that momentum up? I got a couple of little tidbits of stats for about CJ Stroud. And this is CJ Stroud on third downs through 3 games. He is first in touchdown to interception ratio. He is first in yards, first in completions. He's tied for first in passing touchdowns, tied for first in big pass plays. And what is considered a big pass play is 20 or more yards. He is second in completion percentage and second in passer rating. Now, this is just his performance on third down through the first 3 games. I mean, that's pretty good numbers. And then the other big stat is he is he's first all time in completed passes without an interception. 121 completed passes, 0 interceptions. He overtook Warren Moon for that distinction.
Right. Braden, Roger, what did you guys think about the Texans' victory over the Jags this week?
CJ Stroud's legit, man. He's really impressed so far. And then Tank Dell, he really popped on the scene. I was really happy to see him get so much work. I think if they can get that chemistry going, that can be really deadly.
Yep. Raj?
I mean, I like what they're doing so far. We said, we did expect them to win more games than last year, and they're already on pace to do that. So, I mean, big ups to them, I guess. I mean, it was really weird that the Jaguars shit the bed there somehow.
That is very unlike them, but then again, it's the Jaguars, so it's kind of history repeating itself. It's like it's happened before in the past before, so it's kind of like I said. I think
I was going to say, speaking of the Jaguars, real quick, I seen a thing. Nick Wright, and I don't know what you guys feel about Nick Wright. I know he looks weird as shit with hair now.
Right.
But
I'm glad I wasn't the only one to notice that.
So what's the show he's on? First
Things First.
Yeah. They were saying that pretty much the Trevor Lawrence experiment should be ended, and the Jaguars need to search for a new quarterback.
Good Lord.
He's only been in the league, 3 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how long did teams stick with quarterbacks? I mean, hell, he just led his team to the playoffs last year, and you can give credit to him, you can give credit to the coaches, you can give credit to whoever, but he got his team into the playoffs. He won a playoff game. Granted, the next game they played, they lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions, but he still got to that level. You can't just say, oh, well, 3 weeks into the season, oh, they're not as good as we thought they were. Oh, let's cut bait and quit. Like, shut the fuck up, Nick Wright. Anyway, no, I mean, he is basically the antithesis. I'll put it to you this way: he's not as bad as Skip Bayless, but he's getting close. That's all I'll say. Moving on to the other, we'll go to Braden's team next. The Baltimore Ravens, in overtime, but they did lose in a tight one against the Indianapolis Colts, 22-19. What were your initial thoughts after the loss, Braden?
We were coming back from Ohio going to see some family, and we were watching the game in the car, and I was not a happy camper, man. That was a tough one to lose at home. You want to blame it on officiating, but there's so many things in that game that could not, like, you can't just blame it all on officiating. We had so many opportunities to win and take advantage of it, but we just obviously didn't. I want to say it was very momentum based. We were very hot on offense to start, and then all it took was one fumble in shitty field conditions, and then it just went downfield from there. The play calling shift, and then we just let the Colts stack drive on top of drive, and then bad play calling, and then one thing led to another, and then shit happens. But the one thing I'm concerned is the Walgreens receipt of injuries right now, so that's going to be tough to overcome going forward. Aside from that, tough loss. It is what it is. But how do your opportunities to win aside from the bad officiating?
Right, Chip, Roger, thoughts?
No.
I mean, Minshew mania.
Yeah.
Mania, here we go. It was running wild, brother.
I knew damn well if Gardner started that game that it could definitely be a chance to lose that one, because it's fucking Gardner, man. He's good.
Yeah,
I mean, Gardner Minshew's putting on a clinic trying to earn that starting position, and I mean, he's 2 wins in right now. It's not looking good for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, and the Colts are number 1. Granted, it's only 3 weeks, but the Colts are number 1 in the AFC South. Let's move on. Before we get to the Broncos-Dolphins game, let's talk about the Monday Nighter between the Eagles and the Buccaneers. We all called the Buccaneers, and I was really pulling for Baker to win this one. I was really pulling for it, man, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. The Eagles won 25-11. I thought the Eagles did a really good job toward the end of the game, because that first half, it was like 3-0.
That was a boxing match, man.
Yeah, it was. And then they started roaring back, and it's like, I feel like the Eagles, especially this season, are a team where it's like they always play games where it's a tale of 2 halves, where you don't really know how it's going to go in the first half, and then for some reason they turn it on in the second half, and then they start scoring out of nowhere.
I really think that they could have beat them by even more if Jalen Hurts did not hyper target AJ Brown. You can go back and look at that, and Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, everyone's running butt naked open, but he's hyper targeting AJ Brown to death because he says one little thing on the sideline, and then
I don't even know what that whole situation was about. Like, I didn't keep up with that whole thing. Like, were they arguing on the sidelines about AJ Brown not getting touches? Or
he was just upset about not getting targets, mainly through the first 2 weeks, despite them being undefeated. But
yeah, it's just AJ Brown being a prima donna. He's starting to turn into a more talented TO.
Any thoughts, Raj?
Just my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know about all that, but no, I mean, it was a heartbreaker. Unfortunately, we were on the Baker train.
Yep.
But I mean, go ahead.
No, I won't forget. Go ahead.
But no, I mean, the game was all right, I guess. The Eagles finally decided to start playing as an actual team like they were supposed to be doing at the beginning of the season.
Right.
But unfortunately, it was against a team that we were not hoping they'd beat. But overall, I don't know. It was a great game between Baker and Mike Evans versus Jalen and AJ Brown overall. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to the defense on the Bucs on this game.
Me neither.
Not sure.
It's unfortunate.
Chad actually asked Roger and I last night what our thought process going into picking the Bucs over the Eagles was, and I explained to him that, and Roger kind of agreed that through the first 2 games, the Eagles offense had not looked like it was clicking on all cylinders. There was some, it just there was something off about it, and it seems like at least for one game they figured out what was not clicking and made it click, and they were able to beat the Bucks.
Right.
So
I don't think, but see, even in a loss, I still think that the Buccaneers still have a good chance to win the division from the standpoint that they show that they can, even if it was just for the first half, they show that they can match up good with a team like the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that and if the longer Baker and this offense plays together, I think that it can eventually get better. You know,
this Bucks team this year looks better than Brady's Bucks last year, without a doubt, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so, absolutely.
But that's that Baker effect. He knows how to get his team together.
He can move.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
That being said, we're going to move on to the last game that we're going to be discussing, and it's the Denver Broncos against the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins won by 50, 70-20. It would be literally unprofessional to me to get on here and gloat and bloviate and talk all kinds of shit because I'm a Dolphins fan. But at the same time, at one point in the game, and I told Chip this on Sunday, at one point during the game, I was like, you already got the win. Stop. Just run the clock out at this point. But they just kept on scoring. To the point to where Mike McDaniel did not kick the field goal at the end of the game that would have made it 73 and tied the all-time record for most points scored in a game. So I'm not going to bloviate about it. It was like, I would give credit to Tua, give credit to Tyreek, the rookie running back,
Devon Achane.
Devon Achane, thank you. I couldn't remember how to say it. Devon Achane, over 200 yards on 18 carries, 4 touchdowns, in the game, passing and rushing. Just it was a beatdown, dude. And I kind of like, I would feel like I'm insulting Roger if I was to bloviate about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the Broncos are his team, But Roger, I do want to hear what's your thought process now as the Broncos stand right now in terms of what happened Sunday?
I think I said last week, their defense is not be able to keep up with them. I expected a loss. It doesn't bother me.
You expected a loss. You expected a loss, but did you expect a 50-piece? Like 50
at any time, I can expect 100 at this point with the team. There's no direction at all whatsoever still.
So, and they talked about this yesterday morning. I think it was Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp was talking about it. They said that Sean Payton, one of the greatest coaches in the history of this game, coached 15 years in the National Football League, has a Super Bowl championship, he's 0-3 as the head coach. At least Nathaniel Hackett got you 2 wins in the first 3 weeks last year. So
we also weren't as injured.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And also we hadn't traded away some key defensive players yet at that point, but
right. Chip, Braden, what are y'all's thoughts on the Broncos?
Things on this one
Dolphins.
2 things that really stuck out to me in this one. I found out today something interesting. Usually there's at least one a game, maybe even tons, but the Dolphins did not allow a single hit to Tua. I'm not talking about sacks. He didn't even get hit. He let the ball go, didn't even get touched a single time. I thought that was bonkers. So shout out to the offensive line, Teron Armstead, whole group, holy shit. And then I think another key factor in this game was the Dolphins got the ball in plus territory so many times, and it led to so many points. So they would get a turnover, boom, turn right around, you're already in plus territory. And then they just took advantage of it every time, and instead of field goals, it's touchdown. So the points add up. I was blown away.
It got to the point to where they threw Mike White in there, and then he threw an 86-yard bomb to Robbie Anderson out of nowhere. I totally forgot Robbie Anderson was on this team until I seen him, and I'm like, I forgot he was there. You know, I'm sorry, Robbie Chosen. I'm sorry, Chosen. Thank you. I apologize. I've called him Robbie Anderson since he was playing with Carolina, so excuse me for that. But yeah, I mean, it was Chip. What are your thoughts?
I only have two things to say about this game. The Broncos fired their defensive coordinator after that loss. Probably a good thing, except for the fact, who in the hell is going to be run their defense now? And Tyreek Hill is a fucking idiot.
Okay, we'll come back to that one first. The first point that you made about you don't know who they. The reports that I've heard from Adam Schefter are saying that Rex Ryan could leave the booth at ESPN and go be the defense coordinator. That's unlikely to happen, but I'm just saying that that's what's being reported. Secondly, expand upon the Tyreek Hill is an idiot thing, because you know something I don't.
I mean, did you not see what he said in the media today?
I didn't see that. No.
Nope.
He's ready to retire from football and become a porn star.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
Nice. And make more money with doing less work. How's that stupid?
I wasn't saying it
unless he was saying it as a rib, thing. Like, you know,
no,
rib, you know.
I just hope he doesn't finish as fast as he runs, man.
Hey, you gotta get to other movie shoots. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh boy,
yeah, that's crazy. That dude is a fucking idiot. and I say that not saying that he's dumb, but it's just like, man, I'm ready to retire from football and become a porn star. All right, my dude, you go do that.
You do that, man. You do you, boo boo. That being said, but yeah, that's our teams, and we're gonna also do one more thing before we go to our. Unless anybody else has anything else they want to say about Week 3, anything else that stood out to you?
Yeah, Keenan Allen going to fuck off.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
there was somebody else. Who was it?
The Cowboys lost. That's a good thing, right?
Well, so that was going to be my question. What was more shocking? Cardinals beating the Cowboys or the Colts beating the Ravens?
Cardinals beating Cowboys.
Because I think because here's the thing, like the Cowboys have been on this roll, and the Cardinals, let's be honest, everyone knows that the Cardinals are tanking, but they're not playing like a team that's tanking. Not since Joshua Dobbs took over the helm at quarterback. He has stepped into his own. Like he had the one game. The one game I did actually watch him play was when he was with the Titans last year against the Jacksonville Jaguars in that pivotal game that's basically the game that sent Jacksonville into the playoffs. And he didn't really do that good of a job. You know, he was kind of mundane, kind of pedestrian. He gets the opportunity with Arizona. Obviously, they got the bullshit thing with Kyler Murray and that whole thing. Colt McCoy gets cut. They don't really know what's going on. Josh Dobbs steps in as QB1. And he's been very, very good, surprisingly, with a team that people say is not that very good. But for them to beat the Dallas Cowboys, a team who people have already put like number 1, number 2, number 3 ranked in the NFC, you know, in some people's eyes are the number 1 team forever, but we're not going to get into that. But I will say that for them to beat the Cowboys, that was more shocking to me than Indianapolis beating the Ravens, from the standpoint that the Ravens, I would say the Ravens are higher up on, I guess, the rankings than the Indianapolis Colts were, but the Colts are still kind of formidable because they do have good players like Shaq Leonard and a couple of other good pieces on the defense. And the Ravens, like what Brady said a minute ago, they're riddled with injuries, you know, so it was kind of they weren't equal, but at the same time, they were still within the ballpark of each other, like somewhere between like 15 to 20 in a sense, maybe 10 to 15, depending on, you know, which ranking you look at. But everyone knew Dallas was up here, the Cardinals were down here. Oh, this ain't going to work. And it worked. Somehow Josh Dobbs was able to pull it off. I think he's having a resurgence in his career, and he's doing a damn good job of leading this team, a team that literally none of us thought was going to even be anything this year. And it's only 3 weeks, but, you know, so far so good.
The team store, I don't know if you guys saw this, but he went to go get he just wanted a Cardinals jersey of himself, you know, didn't have one. He went to the team store today. They didn't even have his jersey in there. So by the afternoon they had it in there. So Cardinals Dobbs jerseys are going everywhere. I'm a big fan. You know, he's a UT guy, but dude's just he's good right now. I mean, like he's just doing all the right things. He's so smart with the football, and just watching him dice up the quote unquote this could be a generational Cowboys defense. That was awesome. You know, I mean, I think we definitely see that the loss of Trayvon Diggs is really going to hurt them. I mean, we didn't anticipate that, but Micah Parsons did not impress whatsoever. He looked sluggish and slow, and the Cowboys offense was mediocre at best. I mean, you saw the final drive that Dak had. I mean, what the hell are you doing?
They're missing those Zeke runs. I mean, they weren't he wasn't getting a ton of yards, but he was pulling pressure towards where he was going.
It's not even that. Like I think having 3 offensive linemen now, like Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and someone else didn't play. So I think that could have been a factor. But when it comes to Zeke, I think Tony Pollard is like miles ahead of him right now. So I think they made the right decision on that standpoint. But
I'm sorry. Dallas Cowboys offense is mid as fuck. They are. And the only reason why people thought that they were better than what they are is because that defense is so good. Their defense can mask a lot of the offensive inconsistencies that they have. While everyone's focused on the defense and the fact that the defense, the thing about it is that the defense is good, but now you're without Trayvon Diggs. He's out for the rest of the year. You know, like what you said a minute ago, Michael Parsons looks sluggish. You know, yeah, they have a diminished offensive line, but let's not also forget Dak is good, but Dak, like other quarterbacks in his tier, they make bonehead decisions and they make throws that they don't need to make, especially in them crucial moments. And he's known for doing that. He does it. I don't know if it's just a mental thing that he has to work through, but that's what he's known for. He's known for making the dumb mistakes in the moments that matter the most.
In the fourth quarter, he had every opportunity to go win that game, and he said 3 and out, interception.
Yeah. What do you do with that? What can you do with that? I don't know. Raj, any thoughts?
I mean, not really surprised. I mean, we totally all picked Cowboys to win and everything, but not really surprised because we eventually knew that they would start stumbling somewhere. Didn't think it was going to be against the Cardinals though. But Josh Dobbs has really looked good all season, even though that they haven't. The rest of the team hasn't looked like it. He's really been dragging them up the hill to try to get wins early on, and they got one, and it was against a team nobody expected, which is great. But I mean, what do you expect from Mike McCarthy though, guys?
You've been saying it. Yeah. So real quick before we move on to Roger's trivia for the week, our week 3 records, I went 7-9. Talon, you and Roger tied at 8-8. Braden, you went 9-7, and fucking Chad went 10-6.
I don't even care getting the Bucks pick wrong. I just wanted to freaking tail Baker, and I don't even care that he lost.
You think? Before Roger gets to his question, I got one more thing because you had brought that up, and I was thinking about this. He picked the Packers to beat the Saints, right?
He did. So did Braden.
Okay.
No, what? Yeah, I did. My bad.
Okay. They came back from a 17-0 deficit and won this game.
They only won because they hurt Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, they don't win that game.
Yeah.
Right. And I agree. But do you think this is now going to just put more emphasis on Chad's pick that, hey, I told you they were coming. I told you they were going to win. And I'm just like, no, they're not. But I can't argue with 2-1 as a start.
But who have they played?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. But
that's a good Saints team. But still, like, I feel like these have low-key been fluky wins when you look at it. I mean, the Bears, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
The Bears.
Saints, I mean, you barely lost. You had 0 points until Derek Carr went down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, you played a good Saints defense, but still, I mean, I don't know.
Who came in as reserve for Derek Carr?
Jameis
Winston,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they didn't trust him whatsoever, so they didn't push the ball down the field. So you're handing the ball off to a 4th-round rookie running back. And
also, can we talk about how there's 4 teams that are 0-3 and 2 of them are sort of expected, but 2 of them aren't expected.
Who's 0-3 right now? I know it's the
Broncos, Vikings, Panthers, and Bears.
Okay, so
expect the Vikings to be 0-3.
I didn't expect the
I
Vikings
wouldn't
to be
expect the
0-3,
Vikings to be 0-3.
and I honestly didn't expect the Broncos to be 0-3.
Yeah.
No.
I knew they would be bad, just not this bad, man.
Right.
No.
We knew there was going to be growing pains in Carolina with Bryce Young, who didn't play last week and may not play this week.
Hear me. Let Andy Dalton start the rest of the year. Holy shit, please. The dude looks good.
Is he the backup in Carolina?
Yeah, he looks good.
Okay.
He actually competed against the Seahawks, man. I mean, like, they actually threw the ball. Adam Thielen got targets, and it just looked like a better offense. Like, they were actually comfortable moving the ball up and down the field.
Maybe it needs to be a situation of Andy Dalton starts, Bryce Young sees what Andy's doing, and then Andy is the mentor / player, like coach / teacher on the field, pretty much. I think that's what because that's what they've done in the past though with quarterbacks. You know, they did it with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. They did it with, you know, I'm trying to think of a more recent example.
I got you one. Fitz and Tua. Fitz and Tua was great.
There you go. That was a good one. Yeah.
Like, I see. Okay, so Fitz is better than Andy Dalton in my opinion, but still, like, the career arcs are very similar in terms of they are both proven veterans and like they've got shit done in the NFL. So if you let Andy Dalton just play out the rest of the year, watch how he prepares, watch how he plays, go throughout an entire season. Let Bryce just watch that instead of just throwing him in the fucking fire, because the mantra of Bryce right now is that he's probably the worst rookie quarterback out of them all right now. So just give him time, like, please.
But is that his fault, or is that the fault of the team that they've surrounded him with?
I don't think the pieces around him are the worst right now, personally, but that's
no. But he's only played 2 games, 1.5 games, right? 1.5, 2 games.
We'll say two.
So I mean, the jury's still out. I mean, he got hurt. What was it? A concussion, I think.
I want to say
ankle. Okay. Richardson's the concussion. That's right.
Yeah.
And he may not play this week, so that's 2.5 weeks without Anthony Richardson, which is fine. Let him sit behind Gardner Minshew and learn there, because Gardner Minshew, he's not a quote unquote veteran. He's 3 or 4 years in the league.
Certainly he would get the veteran tag at this point.
He is good, and his ability to prepare for the teams that they are playing is what Anthony Richardson needs to learn.
All right, you ready with the question now, Raj?
Yes. This one is a little easier than usual, but name me at least 5 out of the last 7 NFL receiving rookies to have a 1,000-yard season.
Ooh, 5 of the last 7
rookies, NFL rookies with a 1,000-yard receiving.
These are notes.
These are notes.
I'll throw my guesses out real quick. Is one of them Brendan Cooks?
Nope.
Okay.
I take him off.
Garrett Wilson?
Oh, no, I should write down what you got to say instead of just giving you yes and no's right now.
Okay. All right.
We doing like 3 strikes you're out, or what are we doing?
What?
Are we doing like 3 strikes you're out?
No, I mean just seeing who gets to
the
most. One of you guys,
yeah. All right. Okay, like I said. Okay. So no Brandon Cooks.
What'd you say next?
Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
He's not giving you yes or no. He's tallying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit. No, not him.
What do you not him? What'd you have right down?
I wrote down DK Metcalf, but I don't know if that's right or not.
Well, you wrote it down, so I'm putting it on the
Fuck
list.
DK. Yeah, fine. DK Metcalf.
4.
What the fuck is the player who plays for the Jets? The rookie that plays for the wide receiver that plays for the Jets. Is that Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, so you already said Garrett Wilson.
Okay, then I'm thinking of Christian Wilkinson. I'm sorry, Christian Wilkinson. That's who I was thinking of when I wrote that name down. Oh, why the fuck I was thinking Green Bay when I wrote that.
Does Christian Wilkinson play for Green Bay?
One of them.
Wilkins.
You're thinking of Christian Watson.
Watson. Why am I fucking thinking?
Well, too bad you said Wilkinson.
Motherfucker, put it down, right? You know what I'm talking about. Put me on the spot and shit. That's
You're
all I
the one
got.
who wrote it.
That's all the 5 I got.
So you're saying Christian Watson.
All right.
Chip, what's yours?
Here's what I got. I got Jalen Waddle, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, and I said Brandon Cooks, but you already told me no. So that I would have been.
I was thinking more like new receivers.
All right, and Braden.
All right, I got 7. I'm gonna go slow with it. Yeah. All right.
He's on his phone. He cheated.
Oh, bullshit. I got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
Okay.
Mike Evans,
Okay.
Odell, DK,
Okay.
Jalen Waddle,
Okay.
Calvin Ridley.
Let me see. Check.
I love how when you said Odell, he was like,
Yep. I heard that too.
It is a tie between Chip and Braden.
"Woo! Oh,
You guys got 3 out of 7.
I got none, right?
You got 2.
Oh shit.
You actually said one of the ones that they didn't say, but in order from most recent to number 7. So most recent is Chris Olave.
Shit.
I didn't even think he had 1,000 yards."
Got it.
Yep.
Fuck.
Second most recent, Garrett Wilson.
They were the same year.
Yeah.
God.
Is he an actual receiver?
Garrett Wilson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just said who got receiving yards. It could have been tight end also.
Well, motherfucker, Kyle Pitts is on that list.
And running back. The third most recent is Jalen Waddle. You guys all got that one. After that, Jamar Chase. After that, it's Kyle Pitts.
Oh,
Kyle
God.
Pitts.
I just said rookie that had 1,000 yards receiving. I didn't say
No,
receiver.
you said rookie receiver.
No, rookie.
Go back and listen.
Well, I'm editing it.
He's going to edit that shit out.
No, I'm not.
He's going to edit out the word receiver.
He's gonna dub it.
Rookie with 1,000 yards receiving. After that is JJ, and then last is AJ Brown.
Dude, what?
AJ Brown with the Titans had over 1,000 yards.
Ryan Tannehill can throw 1,000 yards?
Dude, AJ Brown he can.
Yeah.
They went to the playoffs that year. They went deep in the playoffs.
I didn't think he had 1,000, man.
I mean, y'all forgot Chris Olave existed apparently.
I was like, not know he got 1,000.
I thought he was close, but I didn't think he hit the 1,000 mark. I knew Kyle Pitts did, but I swear you said rookie receiver.
I specifically said rookie with 1,000 receiving yards, so you wouldn't get confused with me just putting receiver.
Send in your questions to Movement Radio. Okay. All right.
Yes, Movement Radio 2019 at gmail.com. Send in your questions, and they could be read live on the next episode.
Absolutely.
Don't know about all that now.
Hey,
I'm playing.
Right.
But last year, Chris Olave had 1,042 yards, and right now he actually has 302 yards. So he's probably gonna have a better year this year.
Shit, if Jameis chucks it to him.
That's what I was.
Hey, Mr. 30 for 30.
That's 30 for 30. Yeah.
He'll get it down there regardless.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to the power rankings for this week. I think it's no surprise that the Bears have dropped to 32. So that's getting that out the way.
Damn.
But if we're talking about our teams,
I say, wow.
Yeah, it's no surprise. The Bears are 32. The Bears suck. But at number 31, dropping 8 spots in the power rankings, are the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
At number,
the bottom 4 should be all the 0-3 teams.
Actually, no. The bottom 32, 31, and 30 are the Bears, the Broncos, and the Panthers. But then it goes to the Giants, who are 1-2, the Colts, who are 2-1, the Raiders that are 1-2, and the Minnesota Vikings, who are 0-3, are ranked 26th.
They started so high.
Yeah. So yeah. The Houston Texans bumped up 8 points to the number 23rd spot.
Too high.
I'm just letting you know what it says.
No, I know. I just think that's too high for one win.
Yeah.
It was a big win.
Yeah, it's a big win. Yes. The top 10, at number 10, bumping up 8 spots, are the Green Bay Packers. At number 9, I don't know. At 9, bumping up 4 spots, are the Cleveland Browns. At number 8, falling 1 spot, are the Baltimore Ravens. At number 7, bumping up 1 spot, are the Detroit Lions. Number 6, going down 2 spots, are the Dallas Cowboys. Number 5, going up 1 spot, are the Buffalo Bills. At number 4, going down 1, even in a loss, was the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 3, going down 1, even though they won, were the Kansas City Chiefs. At number 2, going down 1, even though they won their game, the San Francisco 49ers. And jumping up 4 spots to the number 1 spot this week on NFL.com's power rankings, they have the Miami Dolphins.
A little too high, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, when you
look, I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but I always find it confusing. You overtook teams that didn't lose. Chad, buddy, I know you can't be with us, but we already talked about him wanting to be a porn star, and you might want to learn how to use spell check. But I've always found
right.
it.
He said it right. Porn star.
I've always found it interesting how teams will jump teams that are like undefeated and won their games. Like, yes, the Dolphins put 70 up on the Broncos, but let's see. And again, I know you're the Dolphins fan, but let's see them do that to the Bills. Let's see them do that to the Eagles. Let's see them do that to the 49ers. Then we talk about jumping other teams that won their games.
No, I agree 100%. I think the 70-point display was probably one of the main reasons why they bumped all the way up to number 1. But again, sorry, Raj, it was the Denver Broncos. They're not that good of a team. This Sunday against the Buffalo Bills, I think this is going to be the moment where we find out if you're legit or not, because Buffalo's legit, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Any other comments about the power rankings, Braden?
They're always wrong. They're always wrong.
Bleh.
All right. Well, let's jump right into week 4. We'll start with our Thursday nighter. We got the Lions versus the Packers. Where are we going?
Lions, baby.
I'm also going Lions.
Dude,
Braden, give me some of that great insight you got there.
man, they've still got. I went full Packers last week due to the fact that I thought they were getting guys back: Bakhtiari, Aaron Jones, Watson, and then today I'm finding out that they're probably not going to be back this week. Not to mention we're losing Jair Alexander, Aaron Jones, and the rest of the slew of injuries that we've got. And you've got a Lions team that's going to come in and probably kick your ass just like they did last year to make sure that you didn't get in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just short, sweet, and simple. Dan Campbell's probably going to come in and kick your ass, So, going to take the Lions getting one here in Lambeau.
Yep.
All right.
I assume Chad's going with the Packers.
Did I even have to
No,
say...
you didn't. You didn't.
Okay.
We already kind of knew.
Does he know they can't go 17-0?
No, he doesn't know that.
Okay.
So yes, Chad is going with the Packers. I am going with the Lions. Now the Lions are currently only a 1.5 point favorite, and the over under on this game is sitting at 46 right now.
It's a pick 'em, man. There is no edge, really.
Yeah.
Aside from the injuries, it's really a pick 'em.
Especially with a 1.5 point favor. Like, nah, I agree with Rain. It's a pick me at this point.
Mm-hmm. So next up, we have our first London game. This is going to be like 9:30 in the morning on ESPN Plus, and they're doing something really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's also going to be on Disney Plus, and they're doing it in Toy Story format. So they're taking, like, Pixar is helping with this, and they're actually going to have the game live in Andy's room.
That's weird.
It's going to be cartoonized and everything, and I'm not sure actually which broadcast I'm going to watch. I may watch them both, but I'm really
definitely watching the Disney Plus version. I'm definitely watching the Disney Plus
Sunday morning with my coffee.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that works with the Disney Plus version. So we got Falcons versus Jaguars, and this is a Suedo home game for the Jaguars.
I think
where are we going?
I think that with the Disney Plus thing, I think this is my only comment about that. It's either going to be the coolest thing we've ever seen, or it's just going to be a shit show. And I'm praying it's cool. I really do hope that it's cool. As far as the actual game itself goes,
yes,
Atlanta's been looking good lately, especially with Bijan running the football. Kyle Pitts is hit and miss sometimes, though. Desmond Ridder has been not coming into his zone, but he hasn't been making stupid mistakes. So but see, at the same time, I don't want to say that last week's loss to the Texans was a fluke, because I think the Texans are a good team, but at the same time, I know Jacksonville can play better than what they played against Houston. That being said, I'm still going to lean toward Jacksonville to win this game.
All right, Roger, where are you going?
I don't know, man. The Falcons have really impressed me.
You gonna take the lead?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the lead. I trust in Bijan more than I trust the Jags defense right now.
Okay.
And Desmond Ridder hasn't given away a game, except for that first one. So I feel confident in him not shitting the bed.
Braden?
So this is one of the hardest games to pick this week for me whenever I was going through this week's games. Quote unquote, Jacksonville is the technical home team here. They play almost every year in London from here on out. And to be fair, they don't do well there. They're 1-3 when they play there, honestly. And with the performance last week against the Texans, they kind of got caught lacking. You know, they're reading newspaper clippings saying, hey, you know, this team's the shit. And I think if you do that here against Atlanta, you're going to get hit in the face. You know, this is a team that will pound the rock. And I like Bijan and that defense a little bit more here. I want to go with the Falcons.
All right. I am also going Falcons. However, Chad is going just like Talon and going Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars are a 3-point favorite, and the over-under on this game is 43.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the under on that one. I don't know if they're going to score that many points.
No. London game, no. Expect no points.
No.
Yeah, I mean, those are what time? What's the time differential between East Coast here and London?
6 to 8 hours, I think.
It's 8 hours, I believe.
So if it's at 9:30 our time, what is it? 9, 10, 11, 12.
About
1,
6:37 their time.
5.
Roughly
5 or
about
6 their time.
roughly
If it's
6.
Yeah, if it's an 8-hour difference, it's 5
5
5:30.
hours. It's 5 hour
Oh, it's
difference.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's a
that
noon,
makes it a
or
it's a
2
1
1 to
o'clock
2
game.
o'clock
It's a
game.
2 o'clock game. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so that's normal, except for they're working off a jet lag.
And it's in London, and it's
Yeah.
that time of year where they're going to have a lot of rainfall too. So you might have a rainy London game.
Isn't that stadium? Is that a dome? I can't remember.
I think it is a dome.
I think it
Is it a dome? Okay, then don't
think
worry about
so.
the weather. Don't worry about inclement weather then.
Yeah.
Let me look up the stadium again just to be sure.
All right. While you're looking that up, next game on the bill is Dolphins versus the Bills. Now this is in New York. Talon, where you going?
I'm going Dolphins. Call me a homer if you want, but something's going on with Miami right now. I'm going with the Dolphins in this situation because I'm hoping that what
You're
happened.
hoping they can drop another 70?
No, they're not dropping another 70. To be honest with you, they'll be lucky if they drop 30 on the Bills because the Bills are good. The defense is good. I don't necessarily worry so much about our offense versus their defense. I worry about their offense versus our defense because Josh Allen, despite his ability to throw interceptions, throws way more touchdowns, and he's still got Stephon Diggs. He's still got Gabriel Davis. That I do think that we have a better running game than they do, but I feel like their rushing defense is better than ours. So that scares me. It's going to be a clash. That being said, again, call me a homer if you want to for this, but I'm going with the Dolphins to win.
All right. Roger, where you going?
I'm still going to go Bills. It's going to be a close game overall. I think their defense is going to be a little bit better. It's definitely better than the Broncos defense, but I think their defense is going to be overall better to compete with the Dolphins. And Wembley has one of those retractable roofs.
Okay. Braden, where you going? Dolphins, Bills.
So I really wish this was the Sunday night primetime game because this is damn well the game of the week. So it really comes down to A, is Jalen Waddle going to play? And B, this being in Buffalo. So we saw that the Dolphins could put up points without Waddle, but still, man, it's tough to go against that Buffalo defense in Buffalo. Yeah. And I think that we saw that defense finally got clicking. 3 interceptions against Sam Howell. Granted, it was Sam Howell, but still. And the offense, they made that great Washington D-line look like it was trash. You know, like they were clicking on all cylinders. You know, I was getting notifications on my phone. Josh Allen completed a 50-yard pass. Josh Allen completed a 30-yard pass. It was bang, bang, bang. They're clicking. And when they click, you don't want to be in front of that freight train. So give me Buffalo at home.
All right.
One little thing I will say, and I know this was last year, and it's probably
Hold
not
on.
a big deal.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Are you going to say if Jalen plays, Dolphins win? If he doesn't, Bills win? You going to give me some of that bullshit?
I'm not going to hit you with no Chad Queen bullshit this week. I am going to say this though. You have to remember that last year in the playoffs, the Dolphins with a third-string quarterback only lost to the Bills at home by 3 points, 34-31. So, but this time we have Tua, we have Tyreek, we have a 3-headed monster in the backfield with Raheem Mostert, Devon A-Chain. That's what I said, and even Alec Gold can even run some. Jeff Wilson's going to be back, you know. So we have, but again, like what I said before, our running game is going to be against their rushing defense. And that's going to be a clash, you know? So, like I said, I understand why you're picking the Buffalo Bills. Again, this one is legit a homer pick. I have to go with Miami on this one. I'm sorry.
I don't believe it. It's legit a pick 'em. 100% a pick 'em.
Yeah. So Chad went with the Dolphins, and we don't get to hear his perspective. I also went with the Dolphins. But I do think this is going to be a really tight, close game.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
now the Bills.
Okay, go ahead.
The Bills are a 2.5-point favorite, and the over under is 53.5.
Woo! I don't know about 53 and maybe. I don't know.
A little bit more defense than you think in that one.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah,
27 points each.
Yeah.
It might be like the game versus LA from week 1, if that's the case. But even then, it's still going to be close.
For an NFL game, low key 53 is a lot.
Yeah.
Last week, nah.
Who had over 90 in that game?
Shit.
Anybody who took the over on that one won.
Hell yeah, they did.
If you take an under a Miami game, you're a brave man.
I mean, Chargers and Vikings had more than 54 points.
Right. Well, they were talking about it. They were talking about it on I can't remember if it was First Take or if it was First Things First. I can't remember who said it, but they said you have to score a minimum of 27 points to beat Miami because of how deadly their offense is.
Or just shut out the offense.
What was that, Raj?
Shut down the offense.
Yeah, if your defense is good enough.
Oh yeah.
So
that's what scares me if we play a team like San Fran or Philly, which we got Kansas City coming up, and Kansas City's defense is no slouch. All right, but go ahead. Let's move on to the very next game.
Next game up, we got Vikings versus Panthers.
Yes, what we've been waiting for, guys.
Yes. This barn burner. This is gonna be fire.
After this game, there will only be 3 winless teams. Where are you guys going? Who's getting their first win? Vikings or Panthers?
I'm going Vikings.
I'm going Vikings, but I don't feel confident about it, to be honest with you.
Well,
I would feel just as equally unconfident if I picked the Panthers too. The only thing I can honestly say, the Vikings do have a better overall team than the Panthers right now, but that's not saying much because we honestly thought that the Vikings. I didn't expect the Vikings to be 0-3, so they're more of a disappointing team than a team that's like the Panthers. You can kind of understand them being 0-3. They got a rookie quarterback and a whole lot of missing pieces. There's no excuses for the Vikings to be 0-3. There's just not.
Braden?
Gotta go Vikings here. Something to note for the Panthers was J.C. Horn and Shaq Barrett heading to IR. So I don't think they played last week either. So expect Justin Jefferson to probably go yah and get 200 to 300 yards in this one. I don't like the Panthers defense as it is. I think that's going to be pretty tough to defend those guys. And I think that they'll probably get a good 1-2 punch going in the run game this week with Alexander Madison and implementing Cam Akers into the lineup as well. So I think the run game should open up more passing opportunities for Jay Jettas and Jordan Addison.
Yeah, maybe Madison won't disappoint nobody on their fantasy team this week.
Hey man, last week he did okay, not terrible. He got a lot of pass catching opportunities too.
Yeah. Look at Roger's face.
Roger's like, Roger's like, he's in one of my leagues. And
I'm trying to justify.
Yeah, he boo-booed himself.
Thank you.
So both Chad and I are going Vikings. I will say that I'm going Vikings because I just trust that Vikings offense way more than I trust the Panthers offense. And then with the Panthers losing some key pieces in that defense, that's gonna put them out. Now Minnesota is only 3.5-point favorite, and the over/under is 45.5 on this game.
That spread's pretty wild to me.
Yeah.
It's a buy low opportunity on the Vikings, I think.
Of course.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Broncos versus the Bears. This is in Chicago. Where are you guys going?
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll start off. I'm going to go with the Broncos here. Even though they just lost by 50 to the Dolphins, I still think that they're a little bit better of a team than the Bears. The Bears are in shambles right now, with everything that's going on with the coaching staff and the team. So I just don't. I don't see them pulling it together just yet. I think it's going to be a few more weeks before they get their first win. So I'm going Broncos.
Do you guys remember Blitz the League 2 and that one team, the Washington Redhawks, had that quarterback and he was the only good player on the team? Like nobody else on the team had a ranking higher than 80, but his ranking was like 98 or some shit.
Yeah.
That's what the Chicago Bears are. They are a horrible team with a somewhat, and I don't even think he's a top 20 quarterback. Justin Fields, I don't think he is. His play has diminished so much, and you could say it's lack of receiver. That's the thing. You have
The lack of an offensive line.
that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have Chase Claypool, DJ Moore, like these guys who did good on other teams, but when they come to the Bears, all of a sudden they forget how to play football. You know?
Well, I mean, we've said it from the moment that Justin Fields stepped foot on the field for the Bears. That kid has been running for his life every game. They don't bolster the offense. What's this, his third year? Right?
Third year.
Third year, yeah.
Third year. And they haven't bolstered the offense once in the 3 years he's been there.
No.
So.
And you would have thought, because they've had good for me. What's holding them back from signing some offensive linemen in the offseason?
Money.
Like some good
Money?
But aren't they own? No, they don't. Never mind. I was thinking of a different owner. The Hallis family still owns the Bears, correct? The Hallis family?
Yeah, they bought them already.
Okay. So you would think that they would have.
Yeah. So who do you got winning?
Broncos.
Roger.
Broncos.
Braden.
It's going to be Broncos here just because of the pure lack of talent from the Bears. It's just rough.
Just be honest, it's the trash everywhere.
It's bad. I really think that this is off topic, but just give Justin Fields a fresh start, man. Get him out of there.
Yeah, send him somewhere better.
Yep.
Send him to the Jets.
Send him to the Jets.
He's a Falcon, man. They should have taken him in the draft. He needs to get traded there.
I mean, their offensive line is better a little bit.
Yeah.
I want
Send him to Washington.
You put him and Bijan together.
Send him to Washington. Or Nashville. Maybe play with the Titans.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind saying that.
Chad is also going Broncos, and the Denver is a 3.5 point favorite. And the over under on this game is 46.
That's really low.
I think that's high for.
I would still go under on that.
46
to be honest with you,
super
I'd
high
still
for
go.
them.
Yeah,
I would
for
still
these
go
two
low.
teams.
Well, then, well, hold on a minute, because a few minutes ago, you guys said that the average NFL betting line was at like 50 something.
No, the 53 and a half were Bills and Dolphins.
I would say 45, 46 is average, but for two mediocre teams, I would say that's kind of high. I would expect that to be more around 40.
No, the average in the NFL right now is like 38.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Your team skewed it last week for everybody.
I'm sorry.
No, man.
I'm sorry.
Should be.
Play defense.
All right.
But we're all going Broncos here, so let's
yeah. That's across the board. It's the only one two in a row we've all agreed on. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. Talon, where are you going?
The Browns have been looking okay. Ravens are going. Well, hang on. Ravens have been going through some injury issues,
as always.
Woo! But I don't know. There's a part of me like this could be a pick 'em too. But just because I think it is in Cleveland, Baltimore is dealing with issues as far as injuries go. And even though the Browns are without Nick Chubb,
they got Kareem Hunt.
They got Kareem Hunt. They still don't have Nick Chubb.
You act like Kareem Hunt can't play.
I never said shit about Kareem Hunt. I was talking about Nick Chubb. Where the fuck did you go?
Continue, sir.
Thank you, Braden. They just being dicks to me. It's fine.
I'm just saying, like
I said they don't have Nick Chubb. You're the one that
Right.
brought up Kareem Hunt. I didn't say jack shit about Kareem Hunt. Okay, cool. He's there. Awesome. He can run the football. That's great. But what I'm saying is that would you rather have Nick Chubb or would you rather have Kareem Hunt? You would be much rather leaning more toward Nick Chubb than Kareem Hunt. Now, that doesn't mean I think Kareem Hunt's trash. I just would prefer Nick Chubb. That being said, that's beside the point. In this game between Baltimore and Cleveland, I'm going to go Cleveland. I think Cleveland being at home has a little slight advantage, especially with Baltimore with the injury history that they have right now.
Roger.
I'm going to put a little bit more faith in the Ravens still. I don't know. I still don't believe in the Browns' success. I just don't feel like they're going to continue on with this.
Okay. Braden?
I think the Ravens here, the offense is it's struggling to find its way. And with the Browns being damn near top 5 in every defensive category right now, it really, really worries me. And I think this year, now that Myles Garrett actually has help, I think the signing of Zadarius Smith is a big one. And the defense is really clicking. And as much as I hate to say it, Deshaun Watson is actually making plays. It's tough to me to think about us going into Cleveland with the laundry list of injuries that we have. Melvin Gordon at running back, backups everywhere. It's hard to imagine us going in and getting that win. So I don't want to be a homer here. So I will pick Cleveland in this one.
All right. I also picked the Browns. And the reason I did that was because of the injuries to Baltimore right now. I think if Baltimore was fully healthy, they win this game 100%. But I have to go with the knowledge that I have, and I think that with the injuries, the Browns win this game. Chad is actually going to go with the Ravens here. Now, Cleveland is a 2.5-point favorite, and the over/under on this game is only 41. So it's a lower over/under than the Broncos Bears game.
It's a typical AFC North boxing match. It's probably going to be really low scoring. It's going to be close, I think. But
yeah.
Why do all the teams hate like violently hate each other? Like you get the Ravens and the Steelers together, and it's like people want to kill each other in the parking lot. It's like I don't know.
I'm not kidding, man.
It's that type of division, dude.
Game, if you get an AFC North matchup, all of them are like that.
Oh yeah.
The top tier one, in my opinion, is Ravens Steelers, but it's not as intense as it used to be. But it's every game, all of them. Everyone hates each other.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next up, we have Steelers versus Texans, and this is in Houston. Talon, where are you going?
I have faith in Houston, based on how they played against Jacksonville, and seeing did they win? Did Pittsburgh win last week against the Raiders?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
After Jimmy G got hurt.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that Pittsburgh is formidable, but I think that the Texans can ride that wave of momentum after the big win against Jacksonville, and I think they're going to carry that momentum into their home game against Pittsburgh. So I'm going to go with Houston to win this game.
Right, Roger.
I'm going to go with Houston. I don't trust Kenny Pickett enough to still pick him.
Braden.
I do like the Steelers on the road here, just of the thought of I don't think Houston's D-line is – well, I'm sorry. Houston's O-line is fully healthy yet. I still think they have 2 or 3 guys still out. So I do expect. I don't think Cam Hayward's back yet, but T.J. Watts, he's getting after it. And slowly, if you did watch that Steelers game, at the very end, that offense started to click very slowly. But Jalen Warren started getting going in the run game, and Kenny Pickett started to find his stride slowly but surely. I don't love what Matt Canada does on offense, but still, I just trust TJ Watt in this situation to be a game wrecker and get the win on the road.
I'm going completely homer here. I think the Texans pull this out. I trust the Texans offense way more than I do the Steelers offense. Now, last week during the Jaguars, CJ Stroud was sacked 0 times. He was only hit 4 times.
Yeah.
Now through the first 2 games, he was sacked 11 times, and it was somewhere around like 30 QB hits. So the O-line, even though they are down 4 starters, this will be the 3rd week in a row that it's the same O-line, so they're getting that cohesiveness there. What does worry me is the Steelers defense with TJ Watt. I think the caveat here is JJ Watt is being inducted into the Texans Hall of Fame here, or Ring of Honor is what it's called. And I think the team is going to come out and they're going to play their ass off for JJ during that special ceremony.
Didn't know that. That changes things.
Yeah.
I mean,
who's y'all's wide receiver 1?
Who, ours?
Yes.
It is
Nico, isn't it?
Is it Nico?
Nico Collins is
1. Tank Dell 2, most likely.
Tank Dell 2. Robert Woods is 3, and
Xavier Hutchinson.
No, John Michie is 4 right now.
Mm-hmm. Is he your slot receiver?
Michie? No, Woods is playing in the slot right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So Chad is also going Steelers here, and the Steelers are actually a 3-point favorite, and the over-under on this game is 42.
So that's going to be a good one, man.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really good game.
Hey, low-key, that might be game of the week.
Oh, yeah. I can see that one being a walk-off field goal right there.
I think so.
I can too.
I do think so. All right, so moving on, next up is Rams versus Colts. This is in Indianapolis. Where are you going, Talon?
I'm going Rams. Puka Nacua has really stepped into his own, and he's really turned this team, even as a rookie wide receiver, he's really turned this team around. I feel like the defense with Aaron Donald, and people always, they shit on the defense because it's just Aaron Donald and nobody else, according to them. But they've been doing okay, Indianapolis, I like Garner Minshew at quarterback, but I don't trust all the other weapons that are around him at the moment. The defense has got, Shaq Leonard and a couple of others, but I don't know. Something in my gut's telling me that Puka Nacua is going to probably have another crazy game with is Matthew Stafford throwing on the ball, or is it somebody else?
Stafford.
Yeah, so Stafford
for some reason.
And Tutu Atwell is also, I think, going to have a good game too against that secondary of Indianapolis. So I think I'm going to go with the Rams to win this one.
All right, Roger, where are you going?
I'm going to go with the Colts on this. Matthew Stafford's 117 years old now. He's playing like it. He's literally thrown more interceptions. He's thrown touchdowns, and the Colts have Gardner Minshew leading them right now. So they're going to play good. They're playing really well. I think they're going to continue that momentum.
Braden?
So something to look out for this week. If at the beginning of the season, if you were put on IR, you were good to come back week 4. So do we see Jonathan Taylor this week?
No, because he's refusing to play.
That could be it could be injury based. We don't know. Even if Jonathan Taylor does play, I don't know if he makes that much of a difference when it comes to running backs. Whenever they sit most of training camp, I don't think they come out too hot early in the season. We saw that with Josh Jacobs. He's not doing too hot now. Whenever I look at this matchup, the big key advantage I see in this one is A, coaching, and B, quarterback play. And I think the Rams have the advantage in both of those categories. And I just love how Sean McVay is coaching his team right now. He's making the most out of nothing, and he's finding diamonds in the rough. Prime example, Puka Nacua. So, going to go with the Rams on the road.
Rams on the road. All right. I'm going to go Colts here. I have very little faith in Sam Bradford. The Rams team has only won one game this season. The Colts have won.
You mean Matthew Stafford?
What did I say?
Sam Bradford.
I mean, they're one and the same. They're like mirror images of each other.
All right, fair enough.
I mean,
I'm not going to disagree with you. It's fair enough, I guess.
I mean, technically one won the Super Bowl.
Well, you're right. One did win the Super Bowl. But yeah, I just in Minshew we trust, and I hate to say that because fuck the Colts, but I'm going Colts here. Chad is also going Colts, and the Colts are a 1.5 point favorite, with the over under being at 46.5. So next up is an NFC South slugfest. This is the Bucks versus the Saints, and this is in New Orleans. I had to remember where the Saints played there for a minute.
Is David Carr going to be back?
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
He must have been throwing arm.
Expect James to play here.
Oh, yeah. Then I'm going Bucks then.
I'm going Bucks regardless.
Well, yeah. I know that. You know, I just think. I mean, I just hope that they learn from their mistakes from this past Monday and they actually go into, because it's in New Orleans, Craig. It's in the Silverdome, correct? Yeah.
In the Superdome, brother.
No, the Superdome.
The Superdome, brother. Fuck you, Hogan. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Every time the Bucks come to the Superdome, it's like they kill it. You know, it's been that way for the last several years. Like every time they go in there, they kill it. Now, whether they win or lose is beyond the scope of what I'm trying to say. Is that they go out there and they put up points. I think Baker Mayfield's probably going to have a field day, and that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Buccaneers to win it.
All right, Roger, you're going Bucks, right?
Of course.
I thought so. Braden McLovin.
I like the Bucks in this one, just for the thought of I don't really trust Jameis just coming in and off the bench, coming in as a starter this week. I do think this is a formidable Bucks defense that we saw Jalen Hurts struggle with early. So even with the Saints at home here, it's hard to go against the Bucks with what they have going with Baker and the guys on offense.
I'm gonna go Bucks here, and Chad is actually gonna go with the Saints on this one. Now the Saints are, yes, he does. We had that whole conversation.
Something to remember with this one is Alvin Kamara does come back this week. That is a little key factor in that one.
But how's he going to play is the question.
I don't think he'll do much, honestly. Running backs coming off this kind of stuff, like I said before, the guys who do not get into training camp struggle.
Yeah.
Not only running back shape, it's completely different.
Yeah, but wasn't Alvin Kamara? He was able to attend training camp. Was he not?
I think you're suspended. I don't think. I might be wrong.
I thought he was only suspended. I thought he was able to play in the preseason as well, but just couldn't play in the actual games. I could be wrong on that.
I don't think he was allowed to.
Well, they did it for Brady. He was able to play when he got his suspension back during, what was it, Deflategate or one of those fucking times that he got in trouble. He was able to play during the preseason, just wasn't able to suit up for the actual games.
Yep. That gave us
So.
Jimmy G and Jacoby Brissett.
Yep. But New Orleans is a 3-point favorite, and the over-under on this is a 40.5. So,
what's the over-under on Jameis Winston throwing interception?
It's probably 100. It's probably 100%.
Oh yeah, he throws at least one interception at minimum.
So would you set it at 1.5 interceptions?
Actually, it'd probably be set at 2.
I'd set it at 2.
Let me look.
I'll give him the benefit of a doubt. He'll throw 1. I don't say 2.
Let's see here if they've even got the picks in for it yet. It's too early, I bet.
Probably too early.
The Bucks are without their starting corner, so I mean that makes that factor. Can't remember his name. I don't think he's playing.
Maybe a little bit of a factor. Hey, real quick before we move on to the next game, Braden, did you see the latest news?
What we got?
The Ravens just signed Kyle Van Noy.
I know. I love that move. That's a good one with David Ajabo, Adafe Owe, and I think we had one more injury on the edge. I think that's a great move. Good veteran guy. We already saw it pay off with Jadeveon Clowney playing really good this season.
What was that last name you said?
Kyle Van Noy?
No. He ran off a whole bunch of names. What was the last name that you said, Braden?
Jadeveon Clowney?
The one before that.
David Ajabo.
Bless you.
All right. And the Jets just signed Trevor Siemian. They're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Hell yeah.
Wait. No, hold on.
Wait a second. They still have Derek Carr listed for. There's no.
Do they? Do they even have him listed as questionable or probable or anything?
They have him out for shoulder, but I guess they're waiting for MRI results.
Oh, so he's probably a game day decision, probably.
It's a day-to-day decision right now. They're waiting on the results from the MRI to see how bad the injury actually was.
But Trevor Siemian signing with the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, go trade for Kirk Cousins and just let it happen, man.
But here's the thing. I'm not saying that these quarterbacks that are free agents are world beaters, but Matt Ryan's still out there. Carson Wentz is still out there. Hell, you can pick up somebody better than Trevor Siemian. But whatever.
He was probably cheap.
That's probably the reason.
Saleh came out and said in an interview, he said that Zach Wilson gives them the best chance to win. Do I believe that? Hell no.
Yeah.
Is Trevor Siemian going to start? No. At some point in this season, will he play? Yes. Because Zach Wilson's going to throw 3 interceptions. They're going to get pissed, pull the plug, insert Siemian.
Yeah, and I can shit gold bricks. All right, let's move on to the next one.
All right. Next up, we got Washington versus Philadelphia. This is in Philadelphia. Where are we going, guys?
I'm going to go Philly, but I think it's going to be a struggle. Because I think Washington is, like I said, they were going to come back down to earth versus the Bills, in which they did. But I do think that now that they've hit that rock bottom, you can only go one way but up. I do think it's going to be a struggle. It is a interdivision rivalry, so they are going to be playing each other like hell. And I think Washington has a shot, but not a big shot. I think that Philadelphia is still going to pull through with the victory.
All right, Roger.
Sorry, I was trying to look for that betting order. Which game are we talking about?
Washington and Philadelphia.
The Eagles.
You betting on the Commodores?
No, the Eagles.
The Cucamonga Kids.
I don't see Sam Howell be able to play against his defense.
No. Braden?
We saw the same game last year, and Philly was a heavy favorite at home, and the Commanders actually came in and kicked ass and won that game. But
who was your quarterback last year?
Exactly. That's where I was going with that. That was Taylor Heineke. I think that's a big upgrade compared to Sam Howell. I don't think Sam Howell is where Taylor Heineke was last year. This defense even struggled to get any stop whatsoever against the Bills whenever I thought that the D-line could get something going, but it's going to be a tough one on the road in Philly. So give me the Eagles here at home.
I'm also going Eagles here. I think the Eagles are a better team, and the Washington team is not as good as they were last year, in my opinion. Obviously, we know Chad's going Eagles here.
Right. I think the only advantage I think that Washington has is their offensive coordinator is Eric Bieniemy, and Eric Bieniemy knows how to coach against a Philadelphia Eagles team that he just helped beat in the Super Bowl last year. So maybe he can key in on a couple of things that could help his team. Maybe like, okay, we'll run this play because they won't expect this, or maybe do this or do that. Defensively, I don't know what they're going to do, but offensively, Bieniemy can do a good job of coming up with a game plan for that defense. But that defense is just good, man. I'm still leaning toward the Eagles, but that's why I said a minute ago, I think there's a chance that Washington could win, but it's not a big chance. But I'm still going with Philadelphia.
Now, big news that just came out this week about the Commanders. They're actually being sued by the Native American Guardians Association because they're trying to get the Commanders to change their name back to the Redskins. And the lawsuit itself states that the logo on the Redskins helmet is of an actual person. That person is Chief Whitecalf. So every time that the Redskins would go out and play, they were honoring Chief Whitecalf. So there is that there. I mean, it's not indicative of play, but I find it interesting that they were forced to change their name, and now you have actual Native Americans that are like, hey, wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's very interesting because we say in this day and age, representation matters, and these Native Americans have said, wait, we don't have a problem with the Redskin name. Why do you have a problem with the Redskin name? Like, why are you offended for us? We didn't ask you to be offended. You know what I mean? But I guess through public what I said just then does not resolve anything that Dan Snyder ever did, because he's a piece of shit that didn't deserve the $6 million he sold the team for. But if the Native Americans, especially in that DC area, if they feel like they should be represented by using the name the Redskins, I'm all for it if they're willing to be okay with it.
Yeah. Now Philly is an 8-point favorite, and the over-under on this game is 44.5. So moving on, we have Bengals versus Titans. This is in Tennessee. Where are we going, guys?
Y'all go ahead. Let me think.
I think this is a good spot for Cincy. Watching the game last night, slowly but surely we stopped seeing the dink and dunks of Joe Burrow, and he started to push the ball down the field off of that calf. I do think it was bothering him just a little bit. You could see him limping here and there. So it's going to take him just managing that and just being able to navigate that injury. But on the Titans offensive side, I do worry about Derrick Henry. I think that he's starting to reach probably the end of the train tracks on that one. It's just not looking good for him. I don't think that they can get anything going. Not to mention the offensive line is very, very bad at this point. And then the whole team as a whole just not looking too good. So if you can't get Derrick Henry going, then, the Titans are pretty easy to stop at that point. And once the Bengals start clicking, they start clicking. And I think Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson probably have a big day. Get after Ryan Tannehill a lot in this game. We saw Myles Garrett and the Browns defense get after him last week pretty good. So gonna go Bengals on the road.
I'm also going to go Bengals on the road. I think Tennessee, for whatever reason, it's almost like they lost their footing. It feels like they've regressed. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like they're not the team that they were, not even the first week of the season, not even the team that beat the Chargers in week 2. Like, they're not. I got a feeling they're going to be one of those, I call them roller coaster teams. They're just going to be up and down all year long, and you really don't know what team you're going to get from one week to the next. That being said, especially after what Cleveland did to him last week, I'm going Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati, especially with now, you do still have somewhat concerns with Joe Burrow, especially with the calf injury, but I think that he can overcome that and do just as good. I see Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and everybody just having a field day on that secondary. So I'm going to go Cincinnati to win the game.
Roger?
I'm going to go with Cincinnati also. Just don't trust this Titans team at all, really, anywhere. I don't know. They seem they have a good team overall that should be making better plays and better moves and everything. They just don't. And I feel like Joe Burrow wants to get out of this slump that he's in too. I don't think he likes being an under 500 team, so he'll do what he's got to do.
I'm also going Bengals, and so is Chad. Now the Bengals are a 2.5 point favorite with the over under sitting at 41 currently. Next up, we have lost my spot. Raiders versus Chargers. Where are we going?
Somebody's got to win, right? Well, they could tie. I'm going Chargers. I think the Chargers. I think they're both teams have good offensive weapons. But I trust Justin. Is Jimmy G going to be playing in this game?
It's protocol, so I would say Brown Hoyer gets a start here. It's not looking.
Oof.
Oof.
But no, I'm going to lean toward the Chargers on this one. I think they have a better defense. I think they definitely have a better secondary. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers to win this one.
All right, Roger.
I'm going with the Chargers. I mean, no Jimmy G, and the Chargers are now starting to click. I mean, they had a great game last week, and like I said before, in the earlier in the year, nobody's on that Raiders team but Josh Jacobs. I'll say it again,
dude.
I say it again.
I don't know. I don't know where the hatred for Devontae Adams comes from either. I don't
watch the game.
I watched the game. They're 1-2.
Yeah, the team may suck, but he doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
He said I said what I said.
He said pull up. That's what he said.
He said catch me outside, homeboy.
How about that? All right. Where you going, Chip?
I'm going Chargers. Braden, where are you going?
I do like the Chargers in this one, despite even if Jimmy G did play in this game, I don't think it'd be enough. They're making questionable coaching decisions in games, really head-scratching decisions, and despite that, I do like the Chargers offense in this matchup. Unfortunately, they did lose Mike Williams to a torn ACL that we found out yesterday. It's gonna be a tough blow, but you did draft Quentin Johnston for a reason. He hasn't been able to get on the field, but you still do have guys like Josh Palmer in that offense. So I do expect Justin Herbert to be able to get the offense going despite losing him. Keenan Allen is big-time X factor. I expect him to have a big game in this one, and hopefully they do get Austin Eckler back this week, but give me the Chargers here.
All right. Chad is also going Chargers here.
Hey, real quick before you go to the next game, I do have a question about this particular game. Is Josh McDaniels on the coaching hot seat right now?
I would say so. It's been a real rough ride for him. I don't think it's going to last much longer. It depends on his buyout, really.
All right. Chip, Roger, same question.
That's it's a tough question. I'm not 100% sure yet. Give me a few more games.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll take it.
I just, without the actual quarterback, it's hard to say that they're on the hot seat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Now the Chargers are a 5.5 point favorite with the over under sitting at 47.5 right now. Next up, we got the Patriots versus the Cowboys. Where are we going?
Well, we thought we knew what we were doing last week, but the Cardinals showed us what was up. I don't know. I'm still gonna go toward Cowboys, and I'm not. That's not even a confident pick either, because the Patriots really hadn't been bad. They just haven't shown up when in the crucial moments when they need to. I mean, they beat the Jets. Whoop-de-doo. But yeah, I'm leaning toward Cowboys. If hopefully they can put some type of an offensive plan together against that defense. Hopefully. So.
Roger?
I don't know, really, to be honest.
He thinking?
This one was a harder one for me to really come up with who to go with. I trust the Cowboys like a fraction of a hair more than I do the Patriots. I don't really know how to say it. I don't know. I can't be honest with that. I don't know really.
Yeah, rationalize it any way you can.
Well, I mean, the Cowboys are the Cowboys, so they're always going to shit the bed when you least expect it. And the Patriots haven't looked great either, but I'm going to go with Cowboys just because I have no real reasoning.
Okay.
All right, Braden.
So I actually struggled just like Roger did to make this pick. It's such a toss up. It really is. Despite like last week going into this one, this would be an easy pick, but it really is. It's a tough game to pick, really. But my thought process last week, picking the Jets over the Patriots, I thought the defense would prevail. I really thought that Zach Wilson would dot up those guys, but he just couldn't. This is a good Patriots defense, and Bill Belichick is still doing his thing. It's hard, man. Do I think that both quarterbacks are going to struggle against these defenses? Yes, but I think something that comes down to the key factor in this one is the Cowboys are still going to be without 3 offensive linemen. So I really like the coaching on the Patriots more in this one, so I'm going to go that way. I do know that the Cowboys should probably win this game at home, but just going to go a little bit different here. Going to take the Pats.
All right. Chad is going Cowboys. I also am going Cowboys. I think that what happened last week was kind of a fluke when it came to the Cardinals.
Was it
it's the Cardinals. And of course they would win the week that I don't fucking pick them. Because fuck the Cardinals. But yeah, but it was also like, honestly, on this game, I flipped a coin. I think, and I'm not very confident, but I think that the Cardinals win was a fluke. But I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we get what you're saying. We get what you're saying.
You disrespecting the Cardinals, what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, they could tie and I would be happy because I fuck both these teams. But Dallas is a 7-point favorite, and the over/under on this is 43.
Not bad.
Yeah. So next game up. Speaking of the aforementioned Cardinals, it is the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. Where are we going?
49ers.
Go ahead, Braden.
It's hard to do what you did back-to-back weeks. Like that was cool. That was cool, but this is the 49ers, man. This is a lot tougher task going into Santa Clara. I mean, it's no joke, man. This team's rocking and rolling, man. We saw it against the Giants Thursday night. A 14-point spread's a lot. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It might be, but like it's going to be tough for these guys to do what they did against the Cowboys. So give me the Niners here.
All right.
I am taking I'm taking the 49ers to win this game because kind of like how Washington was last week against the Bills, they were riding high and then they came crashing back down. I think Arizona's going to have a similar thing. They're going to come crashing back down to earth. I do think that they'll be competitive. I do think they're going to do everything they can, but that offense is incredible. Their defense is stout. I'm not saying Arizona can't put points up, but I am saying they're not going to win the game. I got San Francisco in this one.
All right. I'm also going 49ers. Again, kind of like what I said at the last game, I think the Cardinals win there was a fluke. Maybe not a fluke against the Cowboys, just a fluke of a win, period. But you do it 2 weeks in a row against two top tier teams, and then I'll think about picking you to win another game. So give me the 49ers here. Chad is also going 49ers, and the 49ers are a 14-point favorite with the over-under at 44.
So real quick, what is the weakness of the 49ers right now?
Honestly, Brock Purdy.
No, I can't say that.
He hasn't lost, man.
No, he hasn't, but he's the weakest link of that team right now. He struggled against the Giants defense.
Secondary, maybe?
And he picked it up. He picked it up later in the game, but at the beginning of that Giants 49ers game, he struggled against that Giants defense.
Early on, I can agree with that. Early in the game, yes, but
yes, that's why I say he's like, if we're looking at it, and I still think Brock Purdy is a tremendous quarterback. Is he upper echelon yet? No. Do I think he will be upper echelon at some point? Yes. But if we're just looking for a weak link on that team, I would say it's him right now.
I would still go with the secondary. Other than Jimmy Ward, you really don't have any. Because they give up points over the top. Not much, not many.
Hold on,
but
Jimmy Ward,
isn't that the cornerback for the San Francisco 49ers?
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, Jimmy Ward plays for the Texans.
They've got an Islander that plays safety that's really, really good.
Oh, Darius Ward.
Darius Ward.
Okay. I was going to say, Jimmy Ward's on the Texans. Hold on.
Is it Melifonwu? Is that the safety that plays for them?
For the 49ers?
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Hufanga and Gibson Sr.
Yeah, he's
okay.
good.
He used to play for the 49ers. That's okay.
Yeah.
He played. So yeah, okay. So he went to the Texans in the offseason. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. I didn't know he got traded. I didn't know he signed with the Texans. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. I should have did my research. I apologize.
I think I do have to say that their secondary is probably the weakest point.
Yeah. Well, definitely losing him definitely does, put you say. But if they go against high-powered offenses that are known for deep throws, that could definitely put them in bad positions. Like when they played against Philadelphia, kind of the same thing. You know, they were throwing the ball, but then again, they were running it too. So, you know, but yeah, I would say secondary probably.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's not a.
I mean,
It's
it's not
not a
like
hill
it-
I'm
it
Not
was
a
a
hill
question.
you're prepared to die
It's
on.
also
You're
it's
right.
also just a generalized question. I was just asking what everybody's opinion was on
Yeah.
what they thought the weak point. I mean, they're obviously the strongest team in the NFL right now, even over the Eagles, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Definitely the best. Definitely best in the NFC by far. Well, I won't say by far because the Eagles are right there behind them.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not a hill I'm prepared to die on.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It can't be. It can't be. All right, let's move on to the next one.
It could be. You don't know. So next up is our Sunday night football, our Sunday night football game. We got Chiefs versus Jets. Where are we going?
Well, Tyler's going Jets, but I want to go Chiefs.
All right.
You don't speak for me, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Or pick your team. It's fine. Be the homer.
Come on, it's Kansas City, man. Seriously, what do the Jets have that they can compete with Kansas City at this moment? Kansas
They have
City's
a
got a
good
top
defense.
10. They got a good defense, but
They have Zach Wilson.
are you making my case for me? Like, I mean, yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this one. I mean, because that Zach Wilson, like, you saw what he did against that. You saw what he did against New England's defense, and New England's defense is not as good as Kansas City's. Kansas City's is going to eat that defense. It's going to, especially with Chris Jones being back in the lineup. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, the offense of Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, Travis, Kelce,
Travis Swift.
Travis Swift.
I was gonna go there, but I didn't want Roger to yell at me. But don't you disrespect that, man.
I feel bad for that, man. I feel bad for that. Out of all the women he picked a 2x4.
Oh, we don't shame.
Oh, we do. We do with Taylor Swift.
A 2x4 with $700 million.
I mean,
let's be real. I know you don't care. He probably does.
He don't care. He makes millions himself.
That's millions. She makes millions.
No,
I guarantee you. If they ever break up, you think she's gonna name her next album Kelce? And it's just the whole album is just gonna be nothing but.
Yeah, I think that's literally the only reason why she's going out with him, because he's an athlete. She hasn't made an album about that.
That's true. That's a possibility, actually. Wait, are we calling the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce relationship a farce?
A facade? Yes.
A facade? Ooh, scandalous.
I don't know why men keep going with her with how toxic she is.
I mean, we only know the public perception of her. Like, we don't know her person.
She makes music about it. What do you mean?
The Chiefs are gonna win the football game.
The Chiefs are gonna win because Taylor Swift's in the fucking celebrity box.
What?
I'm really sad in this matchup that we are getting deprived of Aaron Rodgers being in this one. If he plays this game, this would be a great game. Like, granted, I know you guys don't like A-Rod, but like that, it would at least make this game watchable. Okay, Sunday night, we binge football all day, and then we're gonna be like, oh man, can't wait for Sunday night football. Oh, Zach Wilson and the Jets versus the Chiefs. Don't care. Pick your score. Chiefs win.
Yeah, I mean, but and even like with the game this past week, like, people knew that the fucking Chiefs was just gonna mollywop and dog walk the Bears. Oh well, how can we get people interested in watching this game? Hey, let's put Taylor Swift in the press box. That's a PR move, man. That's a PR move.
They did let the Bears score 10 points on them.
Oh yeah, make it look like a competitive contest. You don't want to go completely shut out. Make it look like a struggle.
No, should have blown it out the water. 100-point game.
Yeah, the Bears knew they were in trouble when they walked in.
Their offense literally looked like somebody's little brother was controlling them on Madden. Man, it looked like dog shit.
Put it on easy mode. Why not?
Rookie.
Dude, you could barely score 35 points on all Madden. If you're really good, the really good players have a hard time getting that many points on all Madden. You really think? I mean,
No, you just pick Mike Vick and you score all day.
that's the cheat
Right.
code. That don't count. That don't count. That does not
Oh,
count.
It definitely counts.
No, it don't count.
Mike Vick
Yeah.
gives you 60 points.
Quarterback spy the whole time.
It won't
That's all
matter.
you
Break
play.
your ankles.
You're the one that told me about the.
I know.
I love how you contradict yourself. Never mind. Go ahead. Move on.
Roger special, man.
You do the defensive and contain. You do a defensive and contain, and the QB's fine. That way you force them up the middle.
All right. So we're all going Chiefs here.
Is that Chad?
Nope, Chad picked Chiefs.
What?
He did.
No way.
I'm shocked. I'm as shocked as you guys are. All right. In our Monday night game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the New York Giants. Hold on. I'm sorry. The Chiefs are a 9.5 point favorite, and the over under on that game is 42.5.
9.5. The fuck are they doing?
I'm
Okay.
shocked that it's only 9.5. But
Yeah, I would have taken the 14 over under in this game. Honestly,
so
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
yep. All right.
Anyway, Monday
Seahawks
night.
or Giants?
I'm going Seahawks. I think the Seahawks overall have overall better team. They got better receivers. They actually have good receivers. We really don't know too much. Even if the Giants, they tell you the receiver, it's like I didn't even know that was a receiver, because I mean they have no name receivers. Even though they can put up some points, they had that comeback against Arizona, but I mean the Seahawks are a good, well-rounded team, good defense, solid defense. DK is going to do his thing. Gino's going to do his thing. Kenneth Walker Jr. has been really, really good in his second year. I'm leaning towards Seattle to win this one.
All right, Roger.
I'm gonna pull Chad. If Saquon plays, I'm going Jet. No. No, I'm gonna
I
go
knew he was
Seattle.
doing that.
Seattle. I mean,
All right.
they're definitely doing better than the Giants are right now.
Yeah.
Braden.
This one was actually pretty hard to pick for me. This was Cowboys Patriots tier difficulty, but I think with the Giants still being out, Saquon, Andrew Thomas, and you've still got at guard Ben Bredston, and then on defense you got Azeez Ojulari out too. He's a good force on the edge. It's too much to overcome. I think. Seattle it's clicking. Start out slow, but I think Gino is actually leading that team very, very well. And I really like that Jamal Adams comes back this week. That's gonna be cool.
Okay.
He's overlooked a lot. I think that's gonna be a good little hype piece for the team getting going.
Mm-hmm.
But Seattle's getting going. They got Kenneth Walker got going really, really good last week. He was really good on the ground, and Zach Charbonnet, he got some work in the ground game too. But it's tough. It's tough to pick the Giants here and overcoming their injuries right now. So I do like Seattle on the road.
I am also going Seattle. I currently have zero faith in the Giants, and I want to have faith in them. I do, but I have none. So I'm going Seahawks here. Chad is also going Seahawks here, and let's see. The Giants are actually a 1.5 point favorite with the over under at 47.
So is Saquon coming back?
No, okay.
Not that I know of.
I mean,
Matt Breida game. Matt Breida legacy game.
so is Saquon coming back? Let me look. Yes.
That is an emphatic no. That's what that is. Not gonna happen.
You said they got that spread at 3?
1.5.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em. Yeah,
It's close to a pick 'em without being a pick 'em.
Seattle has injuries, but like, I don't think it's compared to the magnitude that the Giants' injuries are. Like Charles Cross is still injured, but I still think that Jason Peters, I mean, that filled him fine.
Right. All right. So, with that being said, what do y'all think game of the week's going to be?
Dolphins, Bills, Texans, Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can give you right now.
The Thursday night game.
I think Bucks Saints is going to be
Lions Packers.
Good.
Yeah.
Lions Packers game of the week.
Yeah. Ravens Browns has a potential to be a good one too. So does the Bengals and the Titans. But Ravens Browns is going to be a fight, I think.
Yeah, that's just going to be smash mouth football.
Yeah, that's great. Broncos Bears, anybody?
No.
No. I seen this one thing on TikTok. It said, "How about the Broncos and the Bears play against each other, and the loser gets relegated to the XFL, and we bring up the St. Louis Battlehawks or something?" And I thought
the XFL may not be anymore, so
it's gonna be the Rock Football League.
Oh, they're having difficulties.
They're
merging with the USFL.
Oh,
to be Dwayne Johnson's Football League.
So the US XFL.
I don't know what they're going to call it.
WA, I don't know. That's interesting. How would that work, actually?
No, I mean,
just merge
both
leagues.
Yeah, both leagues play in the springtime, so I think they'll probably
might actually get in actual rivalries, like in-state rivalries and stuff.
Yeah.
Will they have two Arlington teams?
Oh, I don't know. I think they'll probably keep the XFL name because they have like media rights with ESPN. Is it ESPN or is it Peacock?
I think it's ESPN.
Yeah,
because USFL had NBC and Peacock.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I didn't even know anything about the merger. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
So they have Michigan, Jersey, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Birmingham, Houston, Memphis, and New Orleans.
As long as they keep the Roughnecks around, I don't give a shit.
They're the Gamblers. No. Oh, you're talking about XFL.
Yeah.
So would they both be Houston teams? Like,
see,
would they fuse as one, or would one of them be forced to move to another part of Texas, like Austin or San Antonio or something?
Where does the actual?
When's the actual season start?
No. Let me look at this. I'm just looking at the actual team locations. Yeah, they both are actually still, and they play on turf. Ugh.
Yeah.
That would be, I think that's the only team that would really have to decide what to do. We just need to keep the Seattle Sea Dragons.
See,
Braden, do you watch XFL or USFL?
Honestly, like I try to get into it. It just the quality of football. It's hard to watch, man. It's just the same.
Are you not entertained?
No, I'm not.
They've got some good. They've got some good playmakers. They got some good.
You're missing out.
Things. It's really good stuff.
I watched who was? I think it was Cardell Jones on the DC Defenders a couple of years back whenever they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually really fun to watch. Then AJ McCarron had a really good stint.
Yeah. He's coming back to the NFL.
Yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, he is coming back to Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got signed to Cincy.
He got signed to Cincinnati. Yeah. So there you go. All right. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Are You Ready for Some Football? Let us know what your predictions are. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think. Chip, Roger, Braden, anything you guys want to say before we bounce out here tonight?
If you guys haven't already, definitely check out the Kelsey documentary on Amazon Prime Video. That's a definite must watch. Really good insight to Travis Kelsey's last season. Really, really fun.
Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, my bad. Jason.
All good. Just want to make sure people don't get confused and upset because you know how they are on the internet.
Just tell me about it.
Right.
All right. Chip, anything?
As always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe on Spotify and right here on YouTube. Help us get to help us meet some goals here. And if we suck, let us know why we suck. But other than that, leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify.
Absolutely. Raj, anything?
No, go ahead, Chip, and with the outro.
I gotta plug the shit first.
You gotta plug your shit.
I gotta plug our shit first. Is what I said. Open your ears, fucker. Anyway, check us out on all of our social media platforms. Will you shut up so I can do this? Shout out to everybody who's been down with us since day one. You guys know who you are. Also, check us out on all of our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Also, check out streamlabs.com/movement radio /merch. Go cop some new merch. And also, once again, movementradio.us, your one-stop shop for all things Movement Radio.
I am Chip Hazard.
I'm Talon Williams.
Roger Sierra.
I'm Braden Howard.
And this is Movement Radio.
God's plan.